His name is...
It's John Bunday. It is Monday the 30th June and RPG number 6 is finished, and it is Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door. Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door on the Nintendo GameCube. Apologies for being a bit red. By the time this comes out, it's probably several months later, but it is sweltering. It's really hot right now, so yeah. So, okay. Now then, this is probably known as being an absolute kind of classic, but not necessarily well played until we got its Switch remaster release. So, because this went up in price quite a lot. Not to get me wrong, it's not like the most expensive game on the console, and it's not as bad as Fire Emblem on the GameCube. But I don't know how well it saw it released, but it got more well known as time went on, and then yeah, I'm glad I picked this up about 8 years ago, back when it was still, easier or better price, shall we say. So yeah, this is a sequel to the N64 game Paper Mario. So let's take a read of. Okay, I guess the screen froze then for a second. Who kidnapped Princess Peach, and for what reason? Can Mario rescue Princess Peach? Could Bowser be entangled in this plot? Get ready for a two-dimensional role-playing adventure for the ages as Mario returns to paper form to discover a mystery that sleeps behind an ancient legendary portal called the Thousand Year Door. It is all up to Mario and his amazing companions in this hilarious new quest. Despite being paper thin, Mario's might should not be underestimated. Do you have what it takes to open the Thousand Year Door? And do you dare to enter? And, for those curious, CIB. Yeah, so for those who remember, I played the N64 original last year. So I never owned these as a kid. I remember hearing about it, but never picked it up. And then people said, oh, just play this. Don't worry about playing the first game. But I was like, no, I want to play the original and then play Thousand Year Door. So part of doing the 12 RPG challenge was to kick me to finally play these kind of games. And I'm so glad I'm doing this challenge to be able to then say, like, last year did Paper Mario and this year do Thousand Year Door. It's like having the kind of patience to, like, work towards these goals, because if I played this last year so soon after I think the first Paper Mario, I probably would have been a bit, bored is not the right word, but a bit drained of it, because this builds, on that first game. Like, the combat is the same, but then adds some extra bells and whistles. So if you are familiar with, because they released Paper Mario on the Switch Virtual Console, so some people may have now played that. You go into this, and then you're like right at home with how it plays, how it controls, and you still have the badge system. So as you go through the game, you collect badges, which can then either say increase your health or increase your attack power or make you do extra effects, things like that. So that's still all here. It's the exact same leveling system. You can choose every time you level up to either level up your health, your flower power, or your badge points. Badge points is like depending how many free points you have, because different badges have different requirements for the amount of badge points you have spare. So in this one, so the first game, Bowser kidnapped Princess Peach and the entire castle and lifted it into space, and you had to collect the 7 stars to get the power to go and free her. In this one, Princess Peach has been kidnapped, but she sent you a treasure map, which then leads you on a quest to find 7 stars, but this time it's the crystal stars. Bowser is actually in this game, but it is hilarious. I don't want to ruin it, but he is not the main villain, but he still has, like, at times a scene-stealing role in the game. So, but yeah, you have so the first game you had companions, so you have a second character in all your fights. It's the same in this game. None of the companions from the first game make a return, but you have quite a few who have the same abilities, because you need someone who can, a bomb who can blow things up. Of course, you're going to need that. So, but they have, like I say, new characters and some great scenes in this game. My only real complaint is that in a couple of the chapters, they make you do some backtracking, and it is sometimes going back and forth several times. And in one of the chapters, they make you go to every single other town in the game, and it's just like, you're really trying to pad this now, aren't you? So that's my main criticism. But I think this is an absolute classic, and everyone should definitely give this a try. Like I say, getting this is, I don't know if the Switch remaster release has lowered the cost of this, but if you have a Switch or a Switch 2, then pick up, the remaster and give that a try. Otherwise, if you have the original and you haven't tried it yet, definitely give it a try. But like I say, if you're like me, you probably want to play the first game first, but definitely leave, and also that's on Switch Virtual Console if you are playing the remaster, but definitely leave a gap between the two, because they are probably a bit too similar to go right from one to the next. You probably will get burnt out and get bored of it, but playing with a gap, definitely do it. Good game. So yeah, on to RPG number 7.